In this video, I want to do a demonstration on auto surfacing inside of DesignX. In past videos, I have done demonstrations on how to feature model objects like this and other demonstration parts. But today's, I want to talk about another alternate workflow that many customers also want to utilize. So in this instance, what I have is a 3D scan that we captured and brought inside of DesignX. And instead of feature modeling, as I cover in many other videos where maybe I extrude this flange, I extrude this piece, I cut away this area, and I create a fully featured prismatic design intent idealized type model. In this instance, what I'm going to do is say, that is a valid workflow that the majority of our customers have, but in this workflow, maybe you want to just extract surfaces that fit the shape of this part and send them over the wall into CAD as just a reference. So you don't need to spend the time of identifying all the features and fitting things when you just want to extract the overall shape and send it over to somebody else, maybe, or just bring it into CAD as a reference entity. So you don't need those features. So in this instance, the main workflow, I could right now just click on extract exact surfacing and hit auto surface and run it right now. But before I do that, I wanted to give you a little bit more value for this tutorial. And I'll show a couple things before we jump into that. One of them is the fact that many times before I go into Autosurface, to make it easy on the Autosurface tool, I'll come in and I will make changes and remove holes in things to make a nice clean surface. Another thing that I'll do is also run some repair tools. So before that, let's go ahead and get started here, where maybe I'll grab this circle tool and I can select geometry. Let's turn off the planes and get them in the way. Let's do a select through instead as well. So I'll come in here and we will hold shift and reselect again, and we'll select all the way through and then hit delete and remove that whole area. Now, once I remove that area, I can then come over to the polygons tab and do hole filling, where I select multiple boundaries at the same time here and tell it that I want to fill those, and just accept that, and you'll see that it makes up the difference. So the general idea is I will come around the entire part and do that same thing. So I'll come around to an area like this and do the same thing as well, where maybe I'll do that same select with a circle and do a select through. But one thing that I definitely will do is switch over and hold control and remove that from the selection and then hit delete here. Now, if this pops up, one thing that you can do here is you can say, I want to remove that merged. Let's just say no, and then hit delete. So once I have that selected, I'll hit delete, and we will select it again. So now that I have that deleted, I can just move around and do the same thing over and over again around the part. And I won't make you watch the whole thing. We can just jump forward here. But I'll go ahead and select all these areas. And remove those areas, and then come back over to hole fill and select boundaries. Like that. Now, before we go ahead and auto surface, you'll find there are some other small areas around the part where you might want to fill holes. So one thing that you can do is run this tool called Global Remesh and then say make clean and manifold solid mesh. And in this instance, what I'll do, and I like to actually bump this down a little bit, raise the resolution a little bit to 0.8, and then I will run it, and it will go through the entire mesh and fill all the holes and just apply a little bit of smoothing and cleanup to it. So now here we go. We have this clean, solid manifold mesh. Now, if there are any areas around the mesh that you see like, hey, I don't really want that to come through, I'm just being nitpicky right now, but I can come over to the smart brush and have smooth on, and I can just relax areas on, maybe I don't want these defects to come through, and you can relax and smooth like so. And if you have these witness lines around the edge, sometimes using the smooth isn't the best way to go. Sometimes you can come over to the defeature tool. And with the defeature tool, I can come in and I use that same brush and come around, and it will actually select, obviously I selected, and delete and hole fill that area rather than smooth it to entirely remove that witness line. And visually you can't tell any difference. It's like microns different there. So you see that, like, you can't tell whatsoever that anything was even done. So if I come over to defeature, do the same thing over here, hit the defeature, and finally, I'll go run the healing wizard. That's kind of the last thing that I do. Is I'll come over and hit run healing wizard on the mesh, and it will find small problems here, folded faces, small poly faces, holes crossing, all kinds of different things. I basically just tell it to automatically fix those things for me, make sure there are no holes, repair all these problems, and now we're ready to go auto surface the file. So now that you're ready to auto surface the file, I usually will go ahead and say, let's go ahead and save it, and then come over to exact surface, auto surface, and you have two different auto surface radio selections here, mechanical or organic. And basically this is a mechanical part. You can run either or on here. It's going to take a slightly different approach. We've just fine-tuned the surfacer to have more freedom with the organic one in its patch structure and how it fits. And the mechanical one, we're going to try to make it more rigid and orderly patches, squared off faces and everything, to try to follow the flow of the shape of the part. So you can run either or. I usually kind of start with mechanical if it's a mechanical part, and if it isn't the best result, then I'll switch over to organic. And if you have a crazy part, might as well just go right to organic anyway, even if it's like a mechanical. If it's like a whole engine or something that you're trying to auto surface, that's very, very difficult for the auto surfacer to do. Now, it does a great job, but sometimes you're throwing just insane amounts of geometry at it to be able to fit, and you might as well just jump over because this one just has a little more freedom to follow the curvatures of the shapes and create the patches. So from here, you just wait it out, go get a cup of coffee. It really only takes a few minutes in the end, unless you have just an insane, like I said, like an engine scan or something, then that would be a crazy difficult. But then go get your coffee, come back, and you'll have a CAD model. So here we go. Turn off the mesh there. And now we have the solid. So from here, you are able to come back and edit this if you need to, as far as cutting holes back in it. So if you come over here and I want to draw and create a circle, I'm not dimensioning it out. I'm just going to throw a circle there, get out of my sketch and extrude it. And we'll just say that we want to do a cut in both directions. So you see we're able to cut a hole in it, and even if you want to, come in and apply fillets. Let's just reduce that down, 0.05, there we go. If you want to do that way. Now, once you have this, you can come over, and the easiest way, honestly, is to come over and export, hit OK. I want to save it as a step. I just Parasolid, SAT, ACES, CATIA model, whatever. Just save it out as a step file. Most people want to do, and save it, and you are ready to go and load that up into CAD. So this has been a short demonstration of how you can take a 3D scan, you can clean it up, auto surface it, and send it over to CAD. I hope this helps and gives you an idea of how DesignX can use the auto surface and get scans into CAD. Thanks a lot.